Coming to you live from El Cap Studios, the inaugural Red Zone broadcast here at lcsportsnet.com, Lawrence County SportsNet powered by El Cap. I'm James Dodson, Matt Flannery alongside. We're having fun. We're working through some tech stuff, trying to get this going for the first game of the year. But there you go. Week 7 action is underway. 6 games going on here tonight. One game going on tomorrow as well. You see them all right there. We'll try to get you a couple updates. Wilmington struck immediately a Freddie Zettner touchdown as he stays hot. 7-0 Wilmington leading Mercer. How about the Rival Cup? Already at the end of the first quarter, but a couple of quick ones. Elwood City with a touchdown in their first drive, and Riverside answering with a long kick return for a touchdown, 7-6. Your score there, and it looks like actually Wilmington has just scored another touchdown. So we'll try to get you up to date with all these. But Matt, we're having fun. We're trying something new, and we're going to we're going to get you as many updates as we can throughout the course of this day.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we've been able to put together here. We might have some different definitions of fun on certain levels with all the technical difficulties that we've had here at the beginning of it, but now that we have things up and rolling, I can agree with the term fun now.
Yeah, we will be having fun as much as we can. This broadcast brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority as we go around the county here for our event here tonight. Going to be a lot of fun as we try to get all the updates. We're going to go and tune into various games throughout the course of this evening. Want to give a shout out, though, real quick, that Laurel Shenango game going on right now because Laurel against Shenango, a great moment to start this one. So Coach Brian Cooper of Laurel, who began his career coaching at Shenango, got his 100th win on Saturday, and they did during pregame. Former players, both from Laurel and from Shenango, came and joined him on the field for a celebratory, happy 100th win type ceremony. It was a really cool event, and I like the coming together. Yeah, we're about to be big time rivals on the field, but we both schools recognizing how big that moment was.
Oh, absolutely. I think it just speaks volumes to the football community across the county. I mean, specifically between those two schools, how they're able to put their differences aside and come together for a little bit of time to celebration before it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty of things.
7-6 at the end of the first quarter. Elwood City taking on Riverside in that one. So the full slate of games: Laurel and Shenango scoreless in the first quarter. Neshannock at Southside also, or Southside has a lead in that one. Excuse me, 7-0 early on. Wilmington just taking a 14-0 lead. Another touchdown pass. How about that? Wilmington, the ground and pound, no more. 2 early touchdown passes for Wesley Vasquez, a 14-0 lead there for the Hounds. Union hosting Freedom. Big one there for the Scotties as they try to make their way back into potential playoff contention. They win out, they'll be in the playoffs. If they win 2 of their last 3 here in the stretch run, yeah, maybe they can get one of the new wild card systems. We'll kind of dive into all that over the course of the broadcast here tonight. Matt, anything really big for you in terms of what we're seeing with the 6 games tonight and a big one tomorrow down in industry with Mohawk against Western Beaver? Anything really stick out in the early going?
I think I have to go back to the comment that you just made with Wilmington striking 2 in the air early on here. Had the pleasure to see them last Saturday against Reynolds. Absolutely dominated that game, primarily on the ground, though. But you have to figure as the season goes on, these teams are probably trying to adapt, and they've seen this wing T, time and time again, these first 5 or 6 weeks. So, they're probably trying to adapt. So, it just seems like the coach might just be trying to keep teams on their heels at this point.
Why don't we try to tune in for our first game here? Why don't we switch over to Elwood City hosts, or at Riverside, I should say. Riverside making their way down the field. The Riverside Panthers, and this is courtesy of Elwood City Sports. Let's switch on over to them, Matt, and see if we can get some audio tune in there as well from our friends over at ECS as Riverside working their way uh, down the field in that one. We'll play with that a little bit as well. Try to get you some sound from those games as well as we go along here. That game right now at the Switching over from first quarter to second quarter there, and this one is Laurel in their game starting to drive their way down the field as they're going to enter the red zone.
Make sure you stop at the red zone. They have all your county sporting apparel needs, sporting goods, custom apparel, embroidery, and more.
There he goes. We join Laurel and Shenango. They're Lee and Jay Moan on the call.
Man comes in motion, stops, inside hand off the Sodders, down to about the 7-yard line, brought down by Jacob Kamer.
I thought he had more than he got there. Looked like he had a nice hole in. Kamer jumped in and brought him down.
Bring about 3rd and 2. 2 long, 3 short 2. They try to hurry up here. Now they're going to step back. Clock down to 23 seconds, so they do have to run a play. Play clock at 17 and the clock about 19. So they do have to run a play. Just a little wildcat there. Nowhere to run is Santini, brought down by Farilla in the backfield. And that's going to do it for the first quarter. The score.
So end of the first quarter, we'll keep it right here with that Laurel Shenango broadcast. But Matt, how about the Shenango defense trying to come up strong in that? It was one of the keys to the game of that was looking at what the scenario was going to be in terms of running the football. Laurel has struggled running it all year, but last couple of weeks, Shenango defensive front almost looking like Swiss cheese. We talk about strength on strength. It was almost weakness on weakness to in terms of the way both teams like to play.
Yeah, I mean, the times that it does seem that they've been able to strike in the air, their ground game hasn't quite been there, vice versa. So I think it's just about kind of stringing those two together. They have been able to make up for one another throughout the season, but if they're going to look to try to make this home stretch going into the playoffs, I think they got to kind of get both those facets of the game on the same page. So that way they could be a dual threat and make sure teams aren't able to read them quite as well.
Yeah, for sure. That's kind of been the Achilles heel. It's so weird to say that for Laurel's offense because they've they've been so good for from running the football perspective, especially. It's just really kind of surprising that they have struggled like they have at times over the course of the year in running the football. I don't think they have a game that they've had more than 50 rushing yards, believe it or not. We'll send it back out to Lee and Jay as they start the second quarter. Laurel in the red zone.
Information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
And welcome back. It's going to be 4th down and 4 decision time for Coach Cooper. One of the many 4th down decisions he's had to make over his career, Jay.
I'll tell you what, it's they thought Santini was going to run for it, and he didn't get anywhere. In fact, he lost at least a yard on that last possession.
So they are not going to send out the field goal unit. They will go for it from the 14-yard line. It'll only be a 30-yard field goal, but go with the quarterback here. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right.
Look for
Santini looking off to his left, under pressure, throws and going to be intercepted, or it doesn't really matter, but we will give them the interception. Pass was trying to be completed to Jack Miles. Now they're going to say it was not an interception. Doesn't matter, still Mador Bonner Law turnover, Jay.
So Shenango's defense holds up there, Matt, in first real threat there for Laurel offensively. But a good defensive stand, and they do rule incomplete pass, it looks like. So it's going to be Shenango football back at around the 11 or 12-yard line. A couple other scores we got so far. How about Union scoring quickly again? They lead 14-7. Quick start in that game. Union taking on Freedom again. Union almost in a must-win scenario the rest of the way out there. Newcastle, they're looking to drive. Let's swing it over to the Newcastle feed there, courtesy of West Allegheny, and take a look at Newcastle trying to drive their way down the field.
About 7 yards.
Newcastle looks like moving in the wrong direction there, trailing 13-0 already to West Allegheny, and now West A with the ball after Newcastle unable to convert. So we'll keep an eye on that one. It's almost a pseudo playoff game between the Indians and the Canes. Winner of that one will be into not guaranteed into the postseason. Expected that the winner will be the third place team out of the Parkway Conference. Only two guaranteed to make it, but you expect to see a third, probably for sure, getting one of those wild cards coming out of this Parkway Conference for sure. But the struggles here in the mighty Parkway continuing for Newcastle here. Feels like a year ago that we had that great game down there or the game against Knock, the come from behind victory, and Canes 4-0, but losing 2 in a row and not looking great here to start this game either, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely Coach Mo's probably not the most excited at the moment, but I feel like if there's going to be anyone to get this team turned around, just watching them play Knock that game, that was fantastic back and forth on the scoring effort. I never really watched a football game and wanted to run through a brick wall as much as I have. So if there's anyone who's going to get that team going, it's him.
Let's take a look at the other game we got. Tim Continenza down there with the coverage of Neshannock against Southside. That game already midway through the second quarter. No surprise with the way those teams are able to run the football. Let's take a look at that Neshannock game. I'm going to move over this way so I can see with you. I do apologize. Internet coverage in Hookstown, not the greatest, I guess, is probably the best way to put it. But we're our crew working, and give a shout out to Eric Thomas. I know he's listening from home. Unfortunately, on the IR for the time being, with a well, let's just say he's got a bug.
Yeah, it seems like it's been prolonging. Whenever you're here for the podcast on Wednesday, definitely didn't seem to be, the best. Wasn't quite
I
the
was
worst,
trying
but
to look through. It's like, is that really Eric? And that doesn't sound like Eric. Is Eric really here?
yeah, but hey, he made his way up here. He powered his way through, and he gave the people what they wanted.
Is that really what the people want?
For his sake, I'm going to say yes.
Oh, okay. We feel bad he can't make that trip. That's a big game. That's 3-0 against 3-0 in the 1A Big 7 conference, and really, you don't want to say a guaranteed conference championship at that point, but you figure a pretty darn good chance of winning it, considering the games left, as we have entered the stretch run. This and 2 more weeks to go before we come to the end of conference play, and we are in the end of the regular season, I should say, and then we get into postseason play just like that. While we're talking about the postseason, let's give a reminder. Postseason games, we're going to be able to do audio coverage for as many games as we can. Video coverage, but it has to be on the NFHS network behind their paywall, unfortunately. That's just the way it has to be with the way the new rights fees are. We do have a chance at some games that might be done with our standard form, like you're watching tonight, of watching just on our website for free. Don't have to pay anything. But it is, the best way I can put it, it's very random whether we can or can't and which games we can or can't. So we're going to try. We're going to do as much as we can to make that one happen. But stay tuned and make sure you reach out to us. We need sponsors for sure to make those games happen for the playoffs, especially for those free video broadcasts. So please reach out to me, reach out to everybody here at SportsNet, and we'll try to find a way to get those games happening. Shannock having to punt it away. Again, can't believe quick moving games. That one and the Elwood City game just flying, already approaching halftime there. Riverside, again, trying to drive their way down the field against Elwood City. That Rival Cup. Riverside, a pleasant surprise this year, Matt, I think is the best way to put it. 3 wins in the last 2 years. Really struggling. Get a new coach, get a new attitude. We saw it with the Union a couple years ago, and this is a Riverside team that is meaning business right now and right in the thick of things when it comes to not only the playoffs, but maybe fighting for the conference crown if they can knock off Elwood tonight.
Oh, absolutely. You don't like to see schools whenever they go in that kind of drought for that period of time. So it's just about getting the right personnel there, and it seems like they're definitely moving in the right direction. So bright future for this program for a few years to come at least.
Wilmington trying to extend their lead in their game against Mercer. They're driving down the field, getting close to the red zone yet again.
Looks like we have a play at the end zone here for the Laurel Shenango game. Incomplete pass though.
So Shenango, they started that drive back at like their own 11 or 12-yard line too, Matt.
Yeah, definitely killing some clock. 0-0 game. You want to try to give your opponent as little time as possible. So they slowly but surely making their way down the field, making progress, and hopefully giving Laurel a little bit less time to their effect to try to do any damage back.
Oh, we know the way Laurel's passing. I mean, they have the top passer right now in the county, but Sam Patton has been just lights out the way he has played from the quarterback position for Shenango here on the season, as Elwood City's defense trying to hold tight in their game as well, trying to fight off Riverside. As you can tell, this with connections, games coming in and out. We're doing the best we can to get them all here running. And how's your feelings about the wing T offense? Southside, who runs it so well, about as good as anybody. Um, I mean, shortening games, long methodical drives, it gets annoying on the defense, but with a long lost art the way they feel about it.
Definitely see some pros and cons to it. When it's effective, it's effective. But once teams tend to catch on, if it's kind of your one trick pony effect, you might put yourself behind the eight ball to that effect.
Yeah, take a look here at Shenango. They just had a deep pass for a touchdown. Look at that. Shenango on the board first against Laurel. Laurel, perfect in the conference. They started 0-4 in non-conference play, 3 straight wins to start conference play, as you see there on our LCAP instant replay. Patton been a runner, but that time going deep for the touchdown.
Definitely seems like Shenango's coming out and slinging the ball and being a little bit more pass heavy.
Score 7.
And there you go. There's Lee and Jay.
High school football here.
Just in time to go to a commercial. We'll catch up back with them again here in a moment. Let's head out to that Southside game as time winding down in the first half. We'll send it out to Tim Continenza for the rest of the first half there. Shannick.
We sing, we tell stories.
They're like family tours.
Even if it's the same day,
Yes,
to
mute
schedule
that
your
one.
joyride, call Axe today.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meat and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Dom Capella's going to beautiful play. Take the kickoff, a short kickoff.
And that change of possession turnover is brought to you by ModernaBonnerLaw.com. Connection and individual service.
Yeah, big turnover there. I believe that was Dom Cubelis getting the interception stopping the drive, though, again, not much time left, under a minute, as Neshannock will try going the other direction. We'll keep it right here with Tim and the crew down there in Hookstown.
Look for Aiken, and Aiken's going to make the catch at the 25-yard line. He'll pick up 5. It'll be second down and 5 coming up here. And a second timeout, and that is a Pontius Insurance timeout. Get rates and customer service by calling the local agents of Pontius Insurance. And I also want to remind everybody that
Getting back around the county again. Wilmington just punched into the end zone again, extending their lead. Extra point up. And it is good. So 21-0. The new lights going off there in Hounds Country. So we'll try to get you back out for the rest of that 2-minute drill there at Neshannock here in a moment.
your or media can be eligible to apply for this scholarship in honor or longtime broadcaster Mark Shaws. For more information and to apply for the scholarship, go online to lcsportsnet.com/scholarship. Mazzocco takes the snap to pass. He's going to go back, and he's going to be brought down. Big defensive play by Paul Pulcher coming through. And Neshannock will take their final timeout here with 10 seconds remaining here. But a big sack for Southside. And we have one play basically left here in the half with 10 seconds remaining. Second down and 18. Coming up here for Neshannock. Of course, we'll have our halftime coming up.
Trailing 7-0 with 3:37 to go here first half.
So flipping it over to Shenango now. Shenango trying to make their way down the field.
That was Jacob Kamer, the Sodders. Did he even get to the line of scrimmage?
I don't think so.
Scoreboard says yes. But I agree with you, Jay. I thought maybe he didn't get back there. Bring up second and 10.
It's the second time we've mentioned Kamer's name.
Laurel was down here once before.
They got stopped.
Let's see if Shenango's defense can come up big again on second down and 10 with 3 minutes to go here first half. Santini looking, has a man, and it's going to be complete down to about the 7-yard line. Complete to Tyler Shear. The first down. They're going to give him the first down.
Yeah.
So the first down goal. They complete for Santini. Last one was 20. This is 10.
First to the goal. Ball placed on the 6-yard line.
6-yard line. Laurel trying to tie him up before halftime. They have all their timeouts. Shenango with 2 Pontius Insurance timeouts. And it looks like Laurel's going to use that 1 30-second Laurel timeout, Jay.
That one's called by the park.
See,
Again, at halftime, we will have our saucy toss. Hopefully, we'll have another winner.
yeah, you're the winner a couple weeks ago, Lee.
A few weeks ago,
Yeah, that Chelsea toss. Let's give a quick reminder of that. Give a shout to everyone here with Ponce Insurance sponsoring our Shawsey toss. We actually had Lee Mode win the 50-50, Matt, for the first time in 25 years of him doing it. Used to buy it with Mark Shaw's all the time. Never won. Finally did, and all the winnings there going to the Mark Shaw Scholarship Fund, the inaugural year of this Mark Shaw Scholarship. But still, the look on his face, that look on your face, and when you heard it in the booth was priceless.
I mean, I think if you're a Pittsburgh Penguins fan back in the day, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the old adage, he was smiling like a butcher's dog. I can say that we were all smiling like a butcher's dog.
That was a fun day as we have a score update coming in from a Union here, but we'll send it back to Laurel for the end of the first half there, and then we'll talk about that Union Freedom game.
Again, at halftime, we'll have both hands. I'm not exactly sure when they do that 50-50 draw, but we'll have our Shawsey toss sometime during the game. And that's Carlson and the Wildcat. And Carlson's going to go nowhere.
He might have lost a yard.
Well, Carlson on the
Yeah, and that was A.J. Ferrilli in the backfield amongst a couple other players. But Ferrilli, we mentioned his name quite a bit, Jay Ferrilli.
And you're going to continue to say it all night.
And at the end of the game, we have our chiropractic play of the game and our MVP insurance MVP of the game. And sometimes we do go defense. And Gorilla's been very, very good on the defensive end right now.
Yes, he has been.
Second down and goal. I like throwing defense every once in a while. Sit back in.
If they deserve it, give it to him.
Fakes the hand. Get off the left. Trying to get to the end zone, and he will. Great block downfield by the freshman Anthony Gywitz. Stood him in a 6-yard run for Santini, making it 7-6.
Casper wanted to go up and make the tackle, and they just blocked him. He could get around him.
And that was the front Gywitz. So in to do the kicking is Mark Jarrett. The first female to ever score points on a football field. Well, but the kick down, kick it up, and it is good. Score 7. We'll be back the first half. High school football here. Powered by LCAP. Let's go.
Laurel teachers support all athletes on and off the field.
he's going to go off limping a little bit. So get him off the field.
That's one of their main running backs, too.
Yeah. Not getting looked at, so we're just going to maybe rest him here for the rest of the first half. We will see. That's Nico DeSalvo is the running back, and he's going to get the calls to DeSalvo, and he's going nowhere. Maybe a couple-yard gain. See if Lowell calls the timeout.
Gains a couple of yards.
All right, we'll let the clock run. Give him a couple yards.
Jack Miles with Tyler Fuchs.
I think you're going to let this clock run down. Very well played first half by both teams.
Yeah, very few penalties. See, if I'm a coach right now, I would have called timeout. I would use my. Can't take the timeouts with you, but that's just my humble opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just happy with a 7-7 score right now.
If DeSalvo gets the call again and forget about it. Going nowhere, brought down in the backfield. That is a Caden Gnarly as the clock continues to run.
A 6'3", 273-pound lineman.
And it looks like that's going to do it for the first half because Shenango does not have to run enough play. So we're going to be tied at 7 at the end of the half. We'll be back for our halftime facilities. You're watching here in the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAP.
Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? About that, we got over to the Union game just in time to see Jamel Mitchell doing what Jamel Mitchell does, a strip sack, and Union's going to get the ball back. Tied at 14 as they're already in the third quarter there in that one. I have to check that. That's still second quarter. A slow-moving game compared to the way everything else has been going. The issue for the Scotties this year is that they've not scored more than 21 points in any game this year. They're trying to put up 20 and 21 here in the first half. Get a little play-by-play action. How about Maddox Thompson entering the red zone with about an 8-yard carry on the left side? We'll stay with it. As all the other games are at halftime, we'll stay with this Union game. Looks like Thompson again will be in the gun. A lot of blocking student body left. Still fighting forward. Look at that. Fighting close inside the 5 before he's dragged down. So Scotty's going to have it first and goal. Looking to take the lead back in that one. Give you a little sound there from Sox Russo Stadium. As Wilmington's now made it 28-0 at halftime. Okay, shout out Alex DeVito. Some great photos coming their way there. That's the last homecoming game of the year, by the way. Wilmington against Mercer.
Second and goal. Looks like 55 in there again. JT Tecco.
This is actually from a few moments ago. It looks like a touchdown. He did get across the goal line, Johnny Million, on that carry. Union more points here in the first half, Matt, than they've had in any game all year now. Impressive. So that was from a few moments ago. We're back now to live action where Freedom went right down the field and tied it back up at 21 apiece. So we'll stay right here. Again, this is the only game going on. Everywhere else, you see the marching bands out on the field. So we'll stick with this Union game. The Scotties looking for their second consecutive win. And again, a win would keep them in the playoff hunt. How about that? Extending the play. Lucas Stanley down the far sideline. Jordan Kelly, the do-it-all tight end / wide receiver, making a play down the field, and Union in their 2-minute drill. Looks like they're just going to spike it to save some time.
109 remaining in the half. Down.
Again, I want to give a big shout out to Union and West Allegheny and Wilmington, all giving us access with their huddle cams here for our little event tonight. Big shout out to Elwood City Streaming. We'll get to them in a moment as Elwood against Riverside about to kick off for the second half. Of course, our two games, Shenango at Laurel and Southside hosting Neshannock. Stanley just has to throw that one away under duress. So we're a minute to go there in that Union game. Stay with it for the time being here on Around the County. Our first attempt at a red zone sports broadcast here at lcsportsnet.com. That attempt to get into the red zone there for the Scotty's going to come up short. It's going to be 4th down and long, and that's where the quick run up and spike might have potentially coming back to hurt Union. We'll see how they can respond here on 4th down. And oh my, interception on 4th down and a lot of room in front for Freedom. It looks like he's going to step out of bounds near midfield. So now Freedom's going to have a chance to get some points before the halftime whistle sounds. So 21-21, we remain there. Let's get you score updates across the county. 7-7, Laurel and Shenango were tied. Close one between Elwood City and Riverside. The Wolverines with a 7-6 lead there at the half. Also at the half, Southside 13, Neshannock 7. Newcastle trailing West Allegheny 13-0, and Wilmington at the half all over Mercer 28-0. The only game you're watching it right now, 21-21. Union and Freedom all knotted up there at Sox Russo Stadium. Union just had their inaugural Sports Hall of Fame class announced at their home game last week.
That reception was good to number 5, Cooper Young. Not for another Bulldog first down.
Matt Flannery having fun finding some new tricks of the trade here. As soon as that Elwood City Riverside game kicks back off for the second half, we'll take you out there to ECS.
Back to live action here. Chris Smiley in the shotgun. Hands off Elijah Palmer. Kane bounces around the left side and taken down low there that time. Number 9 in there, Jacob Jackson. The senior gets Elijah Palmer Kane taken down. Going to bring up down a 2nd down and 8. Be interesting to see what halftime adjustments were made here.
As we join in with
that time of possession.
Thad Sturgeon and Brad Windhurst there with Elwood City. Big game there in the Rivell Cup
4 possessions
between the Wolverines and the Panthers.
Now on this 2nd down and 8, there's a handoff to Elijah. Zigs and Zach, met head on right there. And a great tackle up front. I think that was Robert Janis in there. We see him running the ball. That time he got in there to hit Elijah as soon as he got through the line of scrimmage. Just picked up 1. Going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 now for the Wolverines. Some of the trying to get the Riverside crowd into the game here. A stoppage of play.
And a timeout.
Timeout taken by Elwood City early on. But I tell you, Brad, this is a big series for Elwood City. Not doing a whole lot there in that 2nd quarter. And actually for the last half of the 1st quarter, I doubted Coach Bradley wanted to come out in this, open up in the 2nd half with a 3 and out. So the timeout taken. And I tell you, I was out in the crowd talking to a couple people, Brad, and Riverside's got life.
Oh yeah.
They
definitely.
Really
Most
do.
definitely.
Yeah, their only score was that 86 Zach Hare kickoff return. But they just kind of feel that they've held these Wolverines in check, and they have.
And Thad, you know this. It's high school football. Throw a ball up in midair, and all of a sudden it gets caught. It's a 70-yard touchdown. You got the lead.
Yes,
That's all it takes is one play.
So now on this big 3rd and 7 now, Smiley goes back, looks, surveys, throws it down the middle, and it was short. Ball was short to Partridge. And the ball's going to fall incomplete. Now decision time. We saw in the 2nd quarter they were about the same spot on the field, but this time they appear to be going to.
It's also available.
Southside coming into tonight's game 3-0 in the conference, 5-1 overall. Neshannock also 3-0 in the conference, 6-1 overall.
Joining now, Tim Continenza as the start of the 2nd half. Southside against Neshannock. We'll tune in with Tim.
Mormon that is Corfield on the reverse, and he'll get up close to the 20-yard line, and that should be close enough for a 1st down. We'll see where they mark it. That is a 1st down run. He'll pick up 7. It'll be 1st down and 10.
Donated back half of that $100 for the donation. Thank you.
Ball at the 20.
That was good enough for a Rams. Down.
Southside Rams offense, of course, has Dawson Frazier, the freshman at quarterback. He is thrown coming into the night for 236 yards with 3 touchdowns. He has 2 turnovers at quarterback, and this will be a handoff again. This will go up the middle for a gain of 1. Pavlovich will pick up 1.
69. Bravo.
And they'll bring up 2nd down and 9 coming up here for Southside. And it's a mix-up in the backfield, and it's going to be kept there by Frazier. Frazier going to move forward. Don Cabellas will go back.
Well, it does. It brings the crowd into it for Riverside.
You see the Riverside players on the sidelines trying to get the crowd into it. Gatos, handoff there around the right side. And Janice carrying people with them gets it down about 4 yards, going to bring up a 2nd down and 6. And you just see a little, the body language of the Wolverines right now is not what you want to see if you're a Wolverine fan. So now a 2nd down and 6. As Gatos got the fullback behind him, and we got movement. Flag comes in.
We said it. That is big. It backs you up.
Big.
That can cost you.
So after a nice 1st down run by Janice, going to bring them behind the sticks, going to bring up a 2nd down and 11. Number 55, Jaden Phillips, the center for them. Dakota Hours, Tyler Richards, and Brockway Oliastro really forging that front line now. Hand off to Janice, bounces outside, and he's going to be ridden down. Picks up several yards on the play.
39 with the tackle.
As O'Brien was in there for the tackle, along with Gavin Partridge. Just a pickup of 2. I think I thought he got a little bit more than that, but he must have went down. So it's big 3rd and I'm going to call it 9 here. It is 3rd. Yes, it is 3rd down. So 3rd 9. The Wolverines defense got to tighten up here. Gatos under center, hands off to Janice, and that time was not fooled as DeLon Curie was in that backfield to ride him down. Twaddell was there to finish it off. So on that 3rd and 9, they're going to give him about 1 yard. So 4th down time here.
And this is a no-brainer. You go for this and spread them out, and maybe you just find a crossing route over the middle, or, I mean, some trickery. Riverside's known for it.
Yep, right there inside the 25-yard line.
Riverside now officially 100 yards on the dot.
So as they do, Brad, they spread them all out. 3 wide outs to the left, 1 to the right. Gatos in a shotgun. Goes back to pass. He rolls out to the left. Drops his hand down there, puts it. Oh, what a catch by number 12. Aiden Garcia jumped up over everybody. I thought he was overthrown, and he came out of nowhere and jumped up and got that ball all the way down to 15-yard line. Picked up 9 on the play, just right across the 1st down line. And all of a sudden, the Riverside Panthers find themselves in the red zone. 1st and 10, ball on the 15-yard line.
That's why he moved from quarterback to receiver this year. Aiden Garcia, great job. 4th down conversion for Riverside. They look to take their first lead of the game.
Gatos got 2 wide outs to the right this time. He's not thrown much, but he's been effective. Hand off to Janice. And P.J. Du Bois gets a shirt tail and gets him down. I tell you what, Janice, he's got to be one of the hardest running backs we've seen to tackle.
No doubt now.
In our first 6-7 games this season.
For sure. And that may honestly be a statement for the MAC.
Right.
This is something else.
Right.
It's simple. Give me the ball. Let me just eat the yards up the middle.
And right now he's getting yards and he's not getting touched.
Yeah.
After
that
2 or
does
3
help.
yards.
And once again, another long drive here of over 4 minutes already. Still quarter halfway gone.
The time of possession at the Riverside.
It's going to be insane.
Had this ball. Gatos under center. 2 running backs. Hand off to Janice. And that time taken down nicely. And I believe that was 55, Dave Singer, Maddox Singer, I beg your pardon. Only picks up about 1 or 2 on the play, going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. So, I'll tell you, the play at the Allen and Cheryl Danball Fieldhouse is almost being blocked. You got to watch if you're coming that way on this 3rd and 7. Gatos on the keeper. Follows his blockers, goes around the right side. Being tackled there by Gavin Partridge. He gets it down to about the 11. If Gavin don't make that shoestring tackle, Gatos gets the first down and maybe a little bit more. Trent Schilling coming on field to play defensively. As Singer goes off.
And they're looking at the field goal.
Yes, they are. Kiefer in there. The holder is Jacob Jackson on this 4th and 5.
And will be held at the 17, so a 27-yarder here.
For the lead is Kiefer. Gets the snap, kick is down, and it is up, and it's good. It's good. 27-yard field goal by senior Miguel Kiefer gives the Panthers the first lead of the night, leading 9-7. And running, fans, well, I won't say when the fans see, it's a penalty because that's not a good call. But you could hear the fans scream that a player left early. He left about a step early. I saw him leave too.
The football.
So you bring up 2nd and 20. Boy, Shenango's off to a good start now. A 5-yard loss and a 5-yard penalty. Bring up 2nd down and 20. Don't have to get it back all at once. Frilla back in there. The sidecar to Patton's right. Yeah, nice little drive started there until this. Patton's going to throw it deep. Looking for George, and George in and out of the hands. Deflected, and another good to play down the field by Jackson Saunders. We've seen them two do it once before, Jay.
Tell you what, he's thrown right into the coverage and hoping he could come up with the ball. George come up with the ball, and he didn't the last 2 times.
They bring up 3rd down and long. Typical play call now, a screen or a draw or something like that.
2:42 here to play.
See what Shenango decides to do on 3rd and long.
In the
7-7,
third
just
quarter,
underway
to
here,
tie
3rd
this
quarter.
game at 13,
Not too many
with
plays
Nick
for 3rd
Bender
and 20.
coming in for the point after to try to give Neshannock the lead by 1.
As Neshannock goes to the extra point, we'll see if we can get a replay on that touchdown for Neshannock.
The senior kicker, the right footer, waits the snap. Good snap and hold. The kick is up, and it is good. And we have a new lead in the ball game as Neshannock takes a 1-point lead, 14-13. You're watching LC SportsNet. This will be a 30-second timeout.
13.
Since 1911, the City Rescue Mission has been serving our community by providing food.
Take advantage of this turnover now. Inside handoff, that's Saunders.
Yeah, Laurel has the ball back after they get a turnover. We'll stay here with Lee and Jay Moan there at Spartan Stadium for a bit.
Carries 27 yards in that first half. Yeah, but saw Max Shevitz as his the senior, unfortunately unable to play the rest of this year because he torn his ACL. Standing on the sidelines in street clothes right now, but he's so big part of this team here at Laurel. Complete. Carlson stiff arms the man, can't get away from the second man, but gets the first down, an 8-yard completion.
Another back by Jacob Kamer.
Again, at the end of this game, we'll have our Melee Chiropractic play of the game and our MVP Insurance MVP
Thank Silverfly Solar for featuring the Band of the Week. Also, we'll talk a little bit about Solarfly after this play. First down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Throws everything off. It's Saunders somehow fights forward for 3 yards. One thing Solarfly Solar, when you're ready to go solar, go Firefly Solar. Firefly, you get the best of everything solar from it. Experience award-winning solar installation company with a lifetime solar warranty. Visit fireflysolarpa.com for more information. And this week, they're proud to honor Laurel High School as their Firefly Solar Band of the Week. Leadership members of each band will receive T-shirts courtesy of Firefly Solar for their dedication to the arts and for lighting up the field at halftime on Friday night. So congratulations to the Laurel Band. Second down and 7. Santini looks and they can throw off to the left, and long throw is going to be over the head for the intended receiver on the far side. Now Tyler Shear bring up third down.
22 on 22.
I think Santini had the man open, just overthrew him. He's been a little bit higher tonight with his throws.
Yeah, the good news is we're going to hear the 50-50 since we're in the press box. So, and we know both places bought 50-50s because Dawson's back in the control room. So,
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate that.
down and 7 from the 31. Santini being pressure, rolls out right, throws in the run, has Shear. Down to the 3-yard line, great throw, catch, first and goal inside the red zone.
Perfect pass from Santini to Shear that time. Hit him right in stride.
28-yard completion, bring up first down and goal as Laurel's inside the red zone in the Wilmington Road.
Falls on the 3-yard line. First and goal, Martin.
Saunders, right side. Touchdown, Jackson Saunders. 3-yard touchdown run. Laurel takes the lead. They take advantage of the turnover.
Yes, they did. They went right down the field after the turnover and took a right in for its TD.
Made it look easy, too, as Nigeria will come on to try the extra point. It's a way to respond. Yeah, leg, and it is false start on offsides on Shenango. So they have to see if they go for some. They're going to take it. Right, take it at 5 yards to the side of the field. Just what's done. Yeah, they'll assess it on the kickoff. Wolverines not having an answer for this run game by the Panthers.
So they'll flip it over from Shenango Laurel as Laurel takes the lead. Riverside trying to extend their lead on the edge of the red zone, leading 9-7 late in the third quarter over Elwood City.
Dead on arrival at the line of scrimmage, but he follows his way forward for about 3 yards. Going to bring up a second down, and we'll call it 7. Singer with the stop that time. It appears that the Wolverines are just really trying to rotate that defensive line in. I think it's a fresh body type of thing, and just trying to get something to stop this. They got to have over 120 yards on the ground, if not more by now. Gatos, this time, hands off. Janis, and he's going to get stacked up there. He's going to get a couple yards. I'm going to tell you, Brad, one thing I'm noticing, there's a lot of Wolverines standing.
Yeah.
They're just not.
It's a lot of standing and a lot of arms on the shoulder.
The pursuit to the ball is just not there tonight.
Yeah. Arms are on the hip and they're kind of worn out. They're getting bullied for the first time during the year.
Yes, they are. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. They did limit them to 1 yard on that play. A minute, fast-moving third quarter.
That's crazy. Crazy. Man, we're going to have to start hoping for 15-minute quarters, I guess.
So Gatos under center. Hands off, rolling his way through there, and falls his way forward to Janis. Not a lot of yards on that play. He's going to get down to about the 23.
So that'll be the end of the quarter there, it looks like, at Riverside. We'll take a look down at Newcastle for a bit as Kane's battling with West Allegheny. Newcastle defense coming up strong there. Still trailing 19-0, but trying to work and get the ball back.
Yep, everything's bunched up on the short side right. Now the whistle blows. Gatos in a shotgun. Janis behind him.
Big fourth down coming up here from Riverside.
Back to pass. Oh,
Gagrick.
Gagrick with his third interception. Gets it on that fourth down. A huge play.
Wow.
Is right to Luch Gagrick.
That is
big. Huge. I like the play call. It was that quick
So
right.
Luciano Gagrick gets the fourth down interception. Meanwhile, I think Wilmington has just put it to the mercy rule. Now we're going to send it back out to Laurel as they're trying to extend their lead, driving down into Wildcat territory.
Second half for Sam Patton.
Take that back. Shenango, who was driving, trying to tie it back up there at Spartan Stadium.
Gorilla inside handoff. Fights hard. Inside the red zone, giving 3 yards. Bring up 2nd and 7. And Shenango inside the red zone of Wilmington Road. Looks like the little cheerleaders came out here at Little High School tonight now. 3 more yards for Patton.
Fulton Carlson again with the tackle.
They're down 3.
So bring up 3rd and 3. 4 down territory for sure here, Jay.
Oh, yes.
I don't think they're thinking 3.
No, they're thinking 7.
For Sullivan's got a pretty good leg, so you would think 4 down territory here. Patton takes a great break by Farilla, trying to get to the back of the end zone. He's going to get drawn down at the 5-yard line to get the first down. Bring up first down and goal. Great play block there by Farilla. Patton read it perfect too. Farilla pushed to the left. He cut inside. Got that first down. It's a first down and goal. Expect that Wildcat right now, Jaden. The rest of the way.
That's 4 first downs in this drive. Shenango's really moving the ball well with the run.
Same formation. Patton's going to take left side for another great block. Patton trying to get to the end zone and just a little short. Down to the 2-yard line.
Just down right around the 2-yard line.
More carries now than he did in the first half with 1 minute to go here in the third quarter.
They changed it up at halftime. It's working.
Great effort here by these Wildcats here tonight.
They're playing excellent football.
Patton just takes it up. Pushes. No signal.
Touchdown.
There's the signal. Touchdown.
Keep the football in.
2-yard run. 41 seconds.
So Shenango an extra point away from tying it up. We're going to flip over to Newcastle as they're trying to drive down the field against West A and get their first points of the game. Penalty has backed up the Canes. We're going to switch over to Elwood City, trying to regain the lead. Already down to about 8 minutes remaining in that fourth quarter. Wolverines trailing Riverside 9-7. Pick up with Brad and Thad here in a moment.
You the edge. Design and construction meet.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 30-yard line. Wolverines driving. Hand off to Elijah. 6 inside. Makes a man miss. He's down to the 20. Around the outside. He's at the 10. The 5. Going to be pushed out of bounds there, but a huge pickup. A late flag comes in. A late flag comes in after the play. However, the Wolverines will definitely got that first down. Marked him out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. Wanting that big play. pick up a 24. The officials conversing. We'll wait to see. Dead ball foul.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. That's the play called green. Uncitizen civil.
That's an unsportsmanlike conduct against Riverside. Half the distance of the goal. So that big run there.
Catch the end of
by
this
Elijah
long
Barr
run there
McCain.
for Union,
There was some
dragged down inside the 10-yard
after
line.
the play was over. The big package is in. Dante Pierce.
We'll head back over to Elwood.
On this 1st and goal from the 3. Hands off to Dante Pierce into the...
I think he's down.
He is down.
Just at the 1.
I thought he was going to get it. He jetted over that left side. He needed 3, got about 2.5. Janice was in there for the stop. 7:03, clock running. 2nd and goal.
QB sneakers.
From the 1. Pierce still in there. There's the push and the pound moves
Give
forward.
that to Pierce.
Touchdown! Yes, sir.
Give that to
Chris
Pierce.
Smiley carried it in, but Dante Pierce was there to push him on through. Wolverines take the lead, 13-9. About a 5.5-minute drive and change. The Wolverines answer, going 80 yards.
Yeah, now if you ask me, you go for 2, and it looks like the Wolverines are.
Yes,
4-point
down by
lead.
4 right now.
Yeah, might as well make it 6 because, Riverside, the playbook is wide open for them now. They got plenty of time to do this.
Yes, they do. And they have all 3 of their timeouts.
And they're going to the short side, this side. They're going to bring it all the way to the right side. So let's see what trickery may happen here.
Yes, for sure. They got Smiley in a shotgun, 3 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right on the 2-point conversion. Smiley surveys. Throws it underneath, and it falls incomplete. Had his man there. He was well covered.
So 464. Wow, 646. I'm the math guy here. Remaining in that game. 646 remaining. Elwood City with the 13-9 advantage. We'll keep tabs on that one. We're going to flip it over here to the Union game. Is Union on the edge of the red zone as well, trying to take the lead back. 21-21 there against Freedom. So the Maddox Thompson keeper gives Union the lead and the most points they've scored all year. 28 now on the day, 28-21. They lead Freedom. It's another must-win for the Scotties in that dogfight between the Scotties and the Bulldogs. I'll check back in with the Neshannock game here momentarily.
issue they've done is whenever they throw the ball, it's cost them. So just run the ball.
It has. I don't think you're going to see much passing.
And movement direction.
That's
Beeman had
big.
the ball and
That's the other thing that's killed them.
was Mazzocco, and Mazzocco goes all the way around the right side,
some of our sponsors
leading
in
the
here.
way as Beeman gets into the end zone for the score.
Trickeration there for Neshannock. They go with the reverse, and there's the replay. The reverse to Beeman for the touchdown. Neshannock in the lead, extending their lead now over Southside.
Snap the hold. The kick is up, and it is good.
We're going to keep it right there for a while as Neshannock retakes the lead
17 seconds
with just a few minutes left.
21-19, the Shannock. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're watching LC SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
A little surprised Neshannock didn't choose to go for two to make it a 3-point edge. 21-19 lead for Neshannock. Meanwhile, Laurel with a 21-14 lead now over Shenango.
You're envisioning and generates custom images with a single prompt. Make polished business presentations in no time with Gemini for Google Workspace.
So we gave Santini the touchdown. Yeah, they just ran it, went up, set up, and went. I thought it was Santini, but nobody could tell. The second down and 3. Patton. Fighting. 4 men to bring him down. About the 37-yard line. Should be a first.
So try to keep an eye on both of our broadcasts here today. Neshannock a 21-19 lead with just over 2 minutes remaining. 21-14 Laurel over Shenango early fourth quarter in that one.
How many times have we mentioned his name tonight? Offensive and defense. Yeah.
Along with
10:20 left in this one. 21-14 and a great ball game between Shenango and Laurel. And Laurel does jump. So it'll be 1st and 5. Thanks to Joseph's Marketplace for sponsoring our recap. Out-of-town scoreboards going across the bottom of your screen, sponsored by the Newcastle Transit Authority. They're going your way.
5 balls on the 42-yard line.
Again, at the end of this game, we'll have our Mainly Chiropractic Play of the Game and our MVP Insurance MVP of the Game award. It's a 1st and 5. To the middle and has George there at the 40-yard line. That is complete. Yeah, he took a hard hit. 18-yard completion.
Another nice pass by Patton, right down there to George.
Yeah, George has been outstanding here tonight.
George going over the sideline, took a pretty hard hit here, and he's just getting a little breather here.
Yeah, just make sure he's okay. He got hit in the back a little bit, so.
Looks like he's okay.
Yeah, bring up Parilla. Nope, it's going to fake it, and Pat's going to fall forward for about a no gain at all for Sam Patton there.
Curtis Roy was the intended receiver. It was just a little. Bring up down and 14.
And the 3rd down and 13 once again from the 46-yard line.
Frazier underneath center. Frazier rolls out. He's looking. He's at the 40. He's going to throw in the move. And it's going to be picked off. No, Allison defensive back
knocking that pass down for Neshannock.
Was Ethan Beeman. Beeman had his hands on it, couldn't quite bring it in. So bring up down. And it'll be 4th down and long. 4th down and 14 coming up here. They have to get all the way out to the 41-yard line. 13 coming up here. 2:22 remaining here in the 4th quarter. A 2-point Neshannock lead. Southside has a receiver down at the bottom of the screen. Frazier on 4th down and 13. And we have stoppage and a timeout called by.
Meanwhile, Elwood City has gotten the ball back with a 13-9 lead, about 3.5 minutes to go. Elwood City leading Riverside. We'll keep it right here. Big 4th down play upcoming. Neshannock leading by 2 with just about 2 minutes remaining over Southside.
MVP of the game, the MVP Insurance MVP of the game. So you want to stay tuned for both of those announcements. And, of course, our out-of-town scoreboard has been brought to you by Newcastle Transit Authority, going your way. And to remind everybody, James Dawson's back at the studios as he has been doing all around the county tonight, our own version of the Red Zone. 6 games being brought to you across the county. So you want to check that out. If you didn't catch it live, you can catch it on replay on YouTube and on our website, lcsportsnet.com. So you want to check all that out. We got 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. Ball at the 46-yard line. Southside facing a 4th down and 13. So this is basically the ball game here for Southside. They have one timeout. No, excuse me. They have all 3 timeouts later. So they do have an opportunity, if they do not convert here, to use defensive timeouts to try to get the ball back. So Frazier underneath center. Hand back to pass. He'll fire. He's going to look downfield. Ball's going to be batted down, and Mazzocco had his hands on it, and it'll go down as Slayton Williams was the intended receiver, and it'll go over on downs as we have our Moderna Bonner Law change of possessions. And a 1st down and 10 coming up here for the Shannon.
Good gain on 1st down.
With flexible appointment hours, Moderna Bonner Law has the team
Give
of
it to
experienced
Saunders.
lawyers.
He's going to have the 1st down and more. Maybe we might get a late hit there. The fans wanted it. 13-yard gain. The Lowell faithful thought there should have been a late hit at the end. Yeah, it looked pretty. It was close.
So now back to the Laurel game. We'll keep an eye on the Neshannock game. 1 1st down will be the end of it there for the Lancers. If they can get a 1st down, they will be atop the Big 7 conference. Stay with here, Laurel, big game there, and get you updated on Elwood City as they're driving with a lead late as well.
21-14, and again.
Score update, though, 49-0 now. Wilmington all over Mercer as they're taking control of the 1A portion of that region.
16th carry of the night for Jackson Saunders.
Connor 15.
An official at 62 yards. He's averaging close to 4 yards a carry. Pretty good. And you expect nothing less right now than Laurel to run the ball.
That's not their strong suit, but it has been this evening.
Well, when you have a 7-point lead and a running clock, they clock down to 3. And barely does get it off, and Sauter's going to fall forward for about 3 more yards.
Game's too difficult, bro.
So Sauter's been the workhorse. Dando on the stop.
Oh, wow.
Real quick look here at the Union game. We'll get back to that in a moment.
That's about 3 a carry. You got 3rd down and 4.
Looks like we had some movement on the offense.
Keep the ball on the ground here. You would think so. And they're going to get a Paulson Insurance timeout. We'll just keep it right here. Boston Insurance. Love the life you live. Worry free. Again, at the end of this game, we'll have our Melee Chiropractic play of the game. Here we will pick got a couple of mine in our MVP Insurance MVP of the game later on. Our play of the game is sponsored again by Melee Chiropractic. Our MVP of the game sponsored by MVP Insurance. You can get in the game with MVP Insurance where they coach clients with better prices, better coverage. Call MVP for the win. That's MVPINS.com. MVPINS.com. For more information and more, and call for a free quote.
Important third down here for Laurel. I think they want to make sure they get this, keep Shenango off the field. I believe it's going to be 4 down 2.
Union trying to expand their lead. It's just from a moment ago. Maddox Thompson, 45 yards to the house, doubling the Union advantage. We'll get back out to Laurel here for their big third down play.
What a big, costly penalty.
That one nice block I thought was a nice block was a hold. He uses blockers well.
Line on the play, that's going to be a holding call.
Yeah, let's see where that and take it from the line of scrimmage, which was the 42. So back at the 48-yard line.
Very upset fan out there.
Oh, yeah. Bring up
So
third
Neshanic,
about
barring a Southside miracle here, with 1:12 remaining here in the fourth quarter, will improve to 4-0 in the conference, while Southside will fall to 3-1. All they got to do, if you're a Lancer fan, is take a couple knees. There's no way for Southside to stop.
Up this right, and it's complete. Down at the 35-yard line for a first down. That's Jack Miles. Big catch.
So as you heard there from Tim Continenza and Neshanic, basically a couple of kneel downs away from a victory there in Hookstown over the previously unbeaten Southside Rams. Unbeaten in conference play, we should say.
He hasn't had to throw the ball much.
Elwood City down to about 2 minutes remaining, holding on to a 13-9 advantage. We'll take you out there in a moment after this big play coming up here in the Laurel Shenango game.
Would have been for the penalty, they would have had to pass that ball.
Lucas Santini, only a junior. Clock down to 3:35. Sauter's the workhorse. Just hanging on to the ball. Call for about a yard.
Tackled by Anthony Farrell again.
Shenango's going to have to think about using those Boston Insurance timeouts. They need to stop right now. The clock winds at 3:11.
I thought on the 3rd and 13 would be a good chance, but Santini made the perfect pass to Miles.
Again, using this play clock because it's down to 5. Pitch to Saunders. Gets around the corner. Cuts up field. Close to the first down. And they're going to give him the first down.
Tackled by Nico DeSalvo.
Give this little Spartan offensive line and offense credit, Jay.
So there it is, a victory for Neshanic, our first final of the night, 21-19. They defeat Southside. Big road win, Neshanic alone atop the conference standings.
Saunders has been the workhorse here in this fourth quarter. Keep on pounding the ball. Jackson Saunders, a senior. Give it to him again. And there's the first Boston Insurance timeout taken by Shenango. Going to give a yard.
Now for the Wolverines, the clock is their best friend.
So we flip over to the end of the Elwood City game, trying to drag out the last minute plus of time.
13-9,
13-9 lead.
We talked there, what was it, about Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, Brad. We kind of thought we'd be seeing a 28-21, 35-21 game.
We were expecting this like either a first quarter or a halftime score.
Right, exactly. And the defenses for both teams have stepped up. Give Jet Janis credit. He ran all over him. But still that important point, Brad, they have yet to get an offensive touchdown.
Yes.
And that is big.
And we said it, Thad. This has Rivell written all over it, but more important, it just feels 90s and 80s. Just whoever was going to make that one big drive, and so far it's been Elwood in the second half.
Think back in that second quarter when they forced Kiefer to kick that 27-yard field goal.
And give credit.
If they get it in the end zone, it's a different game right now.
That defense there for the Wolverines, we talked about all year. It's the difference so far in this one.
3rd and 1, big play. They need a yard. Sends Barbario in motion. Handoff to Elijah. Around the left side. He's got the first down. He stays in. Does he stay in bounce?
Nope. He goes out to the side.
Out of bounds.
Yep. He got knocked out.
He was pushed out of bounds. That stops the clock.
Take that, everybody in the stands and in the press box. Yes. What a great job by Santini. I'll tell you what, he had a wide open sideline to get down, and he made it down there almost into the end zone.
A 28-yard run earlier, now a 20-yard run for Santini.
It's a big run from Santini, big run for Elijah Palmer McCain. It's victory formation for the Wolverines. And it's about to be victory formation here as well, looks like, for the Spartans.
With 1:49 to go. Santini underneath center. Give it to Saunders. He's not going to get in. Ball comes loose, but
he was down.
Sonego's going to have to use their Paulson Insurance second time out. To take a vote for our MVP of the game up here tonight. Indecisive on who that might be. But we'll have that award at the end of this game. We'll have a quick scoring recap at the end of this game. That's going to be sponsored by
folks,
Master.
This is a big statement for both teams. Give credit to Elwood with this lead, but don't sleep on Riverside moving forward.
Moving forward. They got Mohawk. And,
that's going to be a big one.
That should be a big game.
And then Beaver Falls, I believe, to finish it off.
No, we got Beaver Falls to finish it off.
Well, the other way around.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a handoff to Elijah, and he's going to get down to the 10-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd and 5, and there's nothing Riverside can do to stop that clock. Really, the Wolverines now run this play clock down to 0.
Carlson going to take the Wildcat. He's into the end zone.
So Laurel doubles their advantage with less than a minute to go. We'll send it back out for the conclusion of Elwood City.
Going to steal this one up with 1:34 to go.
In overtime.
Yep, Laurel. Yep.
Or Laurel, I beg your pardon. There's a handoff, and dance his way down to the 9-yard line with Elijah Palmer McCain. How many yards do we got? Folks, we got a 2-second differential. Call the mayor, leave the lights on. We're partying till the sun comes up. Elwood City with the win as the clock's going to run down.
Wow.
13-9. There's been some great games in the 39 matches of these two teams. And this one, I think, Brad, will go down in those top ones.
And I tell you what, folks.
What a game. Stick around, folks. We'll have some end-of-the-game stats, some out-of-town scores. Go ahead, Brad. I beg your...
Yep, nope. The clock officially strikes 0. But what's more important, we like to say it now that this one's in the books. If you're Elwood City, folks, my goodness. You are undefeated, 7-0, 5-0 in conference play, 7-0. The first time you weren't even born yet.
Yes.
Nobody in this press box was born yet. 1944.
Wow.
1944, the last time.
The Wolverines.
7-0 since 1944 the first time. Impressive stuff. Big thanks to Elwood City streamers there, Brad Winhurst and Thad Sturgeon, for allowing us to jump in and out of their broadcast here tonight on Around the County. We're having a lot of fun with it as we're wrapping up some of these games. So that's the second final of the evening. 13-9 Elwood City over Riverside. Neshannock, a 21-19 victory on the road over Southside. The Wilmington game has just gone final as well. It's 30 seconds away, I guess, from going final. Just about done there. The Union game heading into the fourth quarter as the lights are shining in Scotty's country. We'll keep you going with these last few games. Half of them in the books. Wilmington with a victory. Elwood City with a victory. Laurel about to get a victory. And Neshannock, the big one, on the road over Southside. We'll send it over. We'll take a look at the Union game here for a bit, and then we'll get you out there for the end of the Shenango against Laurel game here on Around the County.
Been down. Miguel Kiefer, 27-yard field goal. It was good from probably about 35 easily.
80 yards for officially. To be complete on the far sideline up to the 39-yard line to Farilla.
And there's also a lateral in there, Lee.
Did not see that. But thank you. Farilla. The Patton's got the slide up to the 46-yard line. Pat's had himself a nice night. He's played well.
Yes, he has. He's thrown some really nice passes tonight. Oh,
almost a snap. Can be pick it up. Plays and just throws it out of bounds. Boy, he had George wide open at the 50-yard line, but I don't think.
Good ball. That is off the block. 49 seconds remain.
I think George was so close to the sideline, he didn't even see him. Of course, when you fumble a snap like that, you have to really worry about it.
49 seconds left, third down and 5 for Shenango, trailing 28-14. Patton looking for somewhere again. Wide open in the sideline. That's going to be complete to Trayton Ross. Actually drops it.
Out of bounds. Along the Laurel sideline.
So they complete the pass, but still 8-yard gain, first down. Actually, 4th down and 2. Patton can hand off the throw. Is going to get the first down. And a late flag on the play.
Territory.
And that's the thing Laurel coach has said don't do. See what the heck they're going to call here.
I believe it's going to be a late hit.
The Perillo now with only 9 carries here tonight. That's going to go against Shenango. Wow. Not what you wanted there.
No. What was the call, Lee?
I'm not exactly sure. They only marked off 5 yards.
I have no idea what the call was.
More importantly, the clock's running with 25 seconds to go. Shenango's got first down and 10. But they're going to give it to Ferrillo. So Ferrillo falls forward down to the 30-yard line. Give him 9.
Anthony Ferrillo. He is down around the
13 seconds, and that should be it. Yep. They're going to call off the Dogs. Final score. Laurel defeated Canango, and it's undefeated in conference play. 28-14. We'll be back for both games. It's going to be hand out a reward. You're watching high school football here in the Lawrence County Sports Network, powered by LCAT.
So, Matt, send us back to the wide view there. We'll keep tabs on the last couple of games. Newcastle trailing now the score of 32-8. Got their first touchdown on the board there midway through the fourth quarter. Union holding on to a 36-21 victory. Other games are all finals. Neshannock 21, Southside 19. Laurel 28-14 over Shenango, as you just caught the end of in that game. Wilmington 49-8 the final over Mercer. And Elwood City over Riverside in the Rivell Cup 13-9. Nope, not West Virginia versus Pitt there. It was 13-9. Elwood City over Riverside, though the rivalry certainly giving that nice feel for sure in that one. Overall, I mean, Neshannock getting a win on the road, Matt, absolutely huge. Come from behind, a little back and forth. They get the winning score with just over 2 minutes remaining on a little trickeration, the reverse. I have a feeling that's what was going to be named as that made a chiropractic play of the game without too much consideration there. But how about Neshannock getting it done on the road?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they've just been keeping it going all year. I mean, they have one blemish on their record, and I think they have, the hard part of their schedule out of the way at this point. So it's just about keeping the momentum going and, just trying to get that energy going into the playoff push later on.
Yeah, that one blemish coming in the monsoon game that kept Elwood City undefeated. They still are 7-0 for the first time in 80 years. 1944, the last time that they began a season 7-0. And Riverside gave them a challenge, and we're not really surprised by this. This is a Riverside team that has been playing insanely well. You said at the beginning of the year, yes, we would have been surprised. But Riverside, Robbie Janis, a healthy Robbie Janis behind that offensive line, they're playing some good football. I have a feeling we're going to be taking note for that game against Mohawk there in the final two games. That's probably going to be now the battle for second or third place, depending on what Mohawk does tomorrow. Again, the Warriors traveling down to Industry. That's where we'll be tomorrow for that game against Western Beaver. But how about the Laurel Shenango game? Shenango gave them some fight early. Laurel able to put it away using the ground game. Finally getting a little success there with the ground and pound there is Laurel to get that big victory to keep them undefeated in the Big Seven Conference, tied with Neshannock at the top of the standings.
Yeah, if it's gonna go one way, you definitely want to heat up as the season goes on, rather than start hot, then cool off. So as long as they could just keep this trajectory going, I think the sky's the limit for this team going on the stretch.
So now you got Laurel against Southside and Laurel against Neshannock, and the two tough ones to end the season, no question about it. But at the same time, what a turnaround it's been from 0-4 to 4-0. I mean, you're now 500 on the year after win number 101, by the way, for Coach Coop. Yeah, you kind of said it there. A team that is finding a way and improving as the year goes on. It's been fun to watch. You could say similar things really about this Union team. They still have a long way to go to try to make playoffs, but they're keeping a little bit of playoff contention here with a win if they can hold on in this last 7.5 minutes of play.
Yeah, and I mean, they did get bumped up a class this year, right?
Voluntarily, yes.
So there's definitely going to be some learning curves there, and I think that they're taking the lesson week by week and adapting, and just pushing forward with everything.
It's good to see them. Good to see Wilmington, another big win for them. 49-8, and again, the passing game getting a good balance. I mean, you all heard with the Penn Ohio Bottled Water podcast earlier in the week and talking with Coach Fillion that they're not a one-trick pony. They like to run the football. That's their bread and butter, but you don't respect the pass, and they're going to try to go over the top. And Freddie Zettner, a couple nice catches yet again tonight in that 49-8 win over Mercer. I have a feeling we're going to be up there next week for the game against Sharpsville. It's 1A versus 2A, but that's a big one for what's going to happen come playoff time for the rankings more than anything. It does matter in region play. It's going to be for the region runner-up, but I'd say more importantly, to get a win over a 2A team would be huge for playoff seeding consideration up there in D10.
Playoff seeding, but also you got to think pride and just what you're able to accomplish. Defeating a team in a division up, you got to think the sky's the limit at that point.
Ooh, pride? How about a family rivalry? Coach Piccarelli, the father-in-law of Coach Fillion, so always a good little extra rivalry there going on between those two. So again, the finals, if you're just catching back up with us, Neshannock 21, Southside 19, that's a final. Laurel 28, Shenango 14, that's a final. Elwood City 13, Riverside 9, that's a final. And Wilmington 49-8 over Mercer, also a final. 32-8 Newcastle trailing West Allegheny late in that one, and 36-21 Union leading Freedom with 6:46 remaining there at Sox Russo's. I think what's also most impressive, I believe all those games, Neshannock, Laurel, Elwood, come from behind victories. Wilmington led throughout, but yeah, the big ones, Neshannock, Laurel, and Elwood, all remaining undefeated in conference play tonight, all doing it in come from behind fashion. That speaks to the quality of a team to finish the job.
Oh, it speaks volumes. It shows that they're not going to accept the outcome early on. They're not going to hang their heads after going down a score or two. They realize how much time's left in the game, and it's not over until it's over, and they proved that here.
So overall, we have Laurel now will be undefeated, still 4-0 in section play, conference play. They're going to take on Southside next week, who just suffered their first conference loss, and then they will travel to Neshannock for the finale. So those are 3 big weeks in a row of the top 3 teams now in the Big Seven. Today being Neshannock and Southside, next week Laurel against Southside, and then wrapping it up with the big ones, Spartans and Lancers, to wrap up the season. By the way, didn't get a chance to mention, there was also a nice moment at the start of the game. Max Shevitz, a senior, honored on senior night with the rest of the team. They also did a not a real play because he's injured and they didn't want to potentially suffer any more injury. It doesn't look like it, but it's kind of a nice move to have him go out there, line up. Officials gave an official timeout to let him be out in the field one last time and then come back to the sideline to cheer on his teammates for the rest of it. But best of luck to him and all the seniors there for senior night. Congratulations, Wilmington. The marching band still working out there, out on the field for their post-game show because they had homecoming festivities. We'll have more information for the homecoming court and King and Queen winners. Check out our social media pages for that as well. There as Wilmington, defeating Mercer 49-8. Midway through the fourth quarter here as you're watching Union over Freedom trying to run down the clock. Let's flip over to the other game still going on. See if we can get a little look at the Newcastle contest there late. Just under 4 minutes to go in that one. We'll let you watch in from the feed from West Allegheny. I got to give a big shout out to Matt Flannery here because he was messing around the whole time trying to figure out ways to get these feeds to come in a little more clearly. Guess what? We got it by halftime to work the way that we expected it to the entire way. Of course, it didn't happen immediately because, everything you think is going to happen
doesn't happen.
No, of course not. And every scenario you think you've got planned out in your head
goes completely wrong.
Absolutely. But hey, this is a learning curve. I hope that you guys have enjoyed, those who have stuck with us. We appreciate you guys sticking with us throughout this evening and figuring out what we can possibly do here with these Red Zone broadcasts. We hope to bring you some more in the future. Not sure if that'll be next week. Not sure if it'll be at all the rest of this season. But I think this could be a potential mainstay coming up here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. And big shout out again to Newcastle Transit Authority and the Red Zone, helping to sponsor this Red Zone broadcast here this evening. As down to 3 minutes left now in the Newcastle game. See if they can get one last hurrah for the Canes as time winding down there. Still about 5 minutes remaining in the Union game. We'll keep you here till the end. Boards can step aside and let you guys enjoy some of the sights of both the Newcastle and Union game here down the stretch here on Around the County. Delivered by Penn Ohio Bottled Water, Newcastle Transit Authority, and the Red Zone.
just came around to say hello.
So that the Newcastle game has now gone final. 32-8, the final is Newcastle. Long run there we just saw that they end up coughing up the football, one kneel down, and that was the end of the game there. So we'll stick here at Sox Russo's for the final 5 minutes and change as the Scotties leading Freedom by 15.
And bring up now football. Time out on the field. Incomplete. Looks like that was broken up by number 7, Maddox Thompson. We have a player down. We can have a paramedic leave on the field with the stretcher ball. Again, if we can have paramedic meet on the field
So unfortunately, looks like an injury there at the Union game. They're calling the ambulance, maybe and stretcher out onto the field. And unfortunately, the plus side of these remote cameras is that we can get access and watch a lot of these games. The bad side is that the cameras don't know to turn the camera away. So they don't have all the details, but it looks like an injured Freedom player down on the field. Just under 5 minutes remaining in that one. A 36-21 ball game there. You can check out the end of this game, the last 5 minutes worth on the Union YouTube channel. We're going to wrap things up here, though, on our inaugural broadcast of Around the County. It's brought to you by the Newcastle Transit Authority, by the Red Zone, and of course by Penn Ohio Bottled Water and our powering sponsor, the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Matt, just real quick, a final thought from a pretty darn good day for Lawrence County teams, 4-1 with this Union game still going on. And reminder, a big game tomorrow too, Mohawk against Western Beaver. But thoughts tonight on a couple of close come from behind games.
I think the main thought is that I think these teams they're ready for playoffs. They're proving that with the push that they're making and just doing everything within their power to bring that to fruition. Just we saw, like we said it earlier, a couple of teams going down early and just not hanging their head, battling the adversity, and making sure that they played till the final whistle, and doing so that they were able to bring themselves to victory. So kudos to them. We wish them the best of luck down the stretch here, and we hope to see as many of these teams in the playoffs as possible.
Big thanks, Matt Flannery, doing all the tech stuff above and beyond. A lot of fun here. Big thanks to everyone here at LCAP for helping put this together. Got to give a shout out again to the Huddle Cams and the streaming services at Union High School, Wilmington High School, and West Allegheny High School. And of course, our friends at Elwood City Streaming, ECS. Big shout out to them, allowing us to patch into their feed as well. Been a lot of fun. We're definitely going to give it another try down the stretch here, and keep on improving and have a little bit more fun with it. But for now, we're going to sign off. Again, your final scores: Neshannock 21 over Southside, 21-19. Laurel 28, Shenango 14 a final. Elwood City 13-9 over rival Riverside. Wilmington 49-8 over Mercer, and West Allegheny defeating Newcastle 32-8. The last game still going on. Just under 5 minutes to go. A 36-21 lead for Union over Freedom. Hope you enjoyed our around the county, Red Zone broadcast here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.